Hello viewers, welcome to the Event College digital class. I am Pratichi Das, lecturer in MCom Finance and Control. You are watching the video with the paper International Finance and our topic is balance of payment. In our previous lecture, we have already discussed about what is balance of payment and what are the components of balance of payment. In today's video, we will discuss about the disequilibrium in balance of payment and the measures to maintain the balance of payment disequilibrium. So let's start. The disequilibrium in balance of payment. A disequilibrium in the balance of payment means its condition of surplus and deficit. The balance of payment is a statement which maintains all the economic transaction of a country with the rest of the world. So balance of payment should be always equilibrium. That means the debit side of balance of payment must be equal to the credit side of balance of payment, or all the receipt transactions of the balance of payment must be equal to the payment transaction of the balance of payment, but that is known as our equilibrium of balance of payment. When the receipt side and payment side of the balance of payment must not be equal to each other, that is, that may be deficit of balance of payment or that may be surplus of balance of payment, and that is known as our disequilibrium balance of payment. So a surplus in the balance of payment occurs when the total receipts exceeds total payments. That means the total credit of balance of payment is more than the total debit of balance of payment. So what is surplus balance of payment? Surplus balance of payment means all the receipt item of the balance of payment is more than all the payment items of the balance of payment, or credit side is more than the debit side. When the credit side is more than the debit side, that is known as our surplus balance of payment. So what is deficit balance of payment? Deficit balance of payment occurs when the payment side is more than the receipt side of the balance of payment, or debit side is more than the credit side of the balance of payment, or credit side is less than the debit side, then it occurs the deficit in balance of payment, and that situation is known as our disequilibrium balance of payment or disequilibrium of balance of payment. Then we will discuss about what are the causes of disequilibrium in balance of payment. So the balance of payment will be disequilibrium due to these causes. These are known as our cyclical fluctuation, shortfall in the exports, economic development, rapid increase in population, natural calamities, and international capital movement. So what is cyclical fluctuation? Cyclical fluctuation means the fluctuations in trade cycle. Trade means the import and export of goods or exchanging of goods and services. When the fluctuations arises in trade cycle, or when there is more, the country's balance of payment shows more, or when the country imports more or exports less, or export is more than the import, that is known as our cyclical fluctuation or trade cycle fluctuation. That is known as, and that is the important reason, or that is the cause of disequilibrium in balance of payment. So disequilibrium in balance of payment arises due to cyclical fluctuation. Next is shortfall in the exports. What is shortfall in the exports? Every country imports and exports of goods and services. When a country has less exports as comparison to its imports of goods and services, or shortfalls arises in the export of goods, or when the country's production of goods going to be less and country exports less goods and services to the other country, that is known as our shortfalls in export of goods, and that is the another reason in the disequilibrium of balance of payment. Next is economic development or rapid economic development. when a country's economical development happens rapidly, there must be changes in the import and export of goods that may cause the inflation rate, that may cause the exchange rate appreciation and depreciation, and appreciate of exchange rate and depreciate of exchange rate, and that may cause the disequilibrium of balance of payment. And at that time the balance of payments, credit side and debit side, are not equal to each other. Maybe credit side is more than the debit side, or debit side is more than the credit side, and that is the situation of disequilibrium of balance of payment. And rapid economic development is the another cause of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So another reason is rapid increase in population. So when population increases in a developing country, or rapid increase in population in a developing country, that may changes the preferences of the people, and the import transaction and export transactions of the good may be disequilibrated, or import transaction of the goods and export transactions and import transactions of a country must not be equal. And that is the another reason, and which encourages different exports or different imports, and that is the another reason of disequilibrium of balance of payment. So another reason is natural calamity. What are the natural calamity? The natural calamities are maybe the shortfalls of the rains or rainfalls, or the maybe the reason of floods, which may be the reason of production units, or which may diminishes the production of the production units, or the which may hamper the agricultural sectors. And that's why the import and export transaction or the trade transaction of a country may be hampered, and which represent the disequilibrium of balance of payment. And that is the another reason, that is the natural calamity, which is the another reason of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. And the last reason of disequilibrium of balance of payment is international capital movements, or movements of the capital. The capitals are moved from one country to the another country. When the capitals are moved from one country to the another country, the transaction or the exchange rate, or the items, invisible or visible items, or the balance of payment components, that means the current account or capital account, may be surplus or may be deficit, or the credit items are more than the debit items, or debit items may be more than the credit items, and that may cause the disequilibrium of balance of payment. So these are the reasons which are the causes of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. There are two measures to correct disequilibrium in the balance of payment. One is monetary measures, another one is the non-monetary measures. So in monetary measures, the first measure is monetary policy. The monetary policy is concerned with money supply and credit in the economy. The central bank may expand or contract the money supply in the economy through appropriate measures which will affect the prices. So in the monetary measures, monetary policy plays an important role. The monetary policy is concerned with money supply and credit in the economy. So the central bank of a country decides the money supply and credit control of the money in the economy. So through the monetary policy, a country or a central bank may expand or contract the money supply in the economy to measure the inflation rate, to exchange rate, or to control the inflation rate and exchange rate, and which may maintain the monetary position in the country. And that is the another measure to control different types of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. The central bank or the government's monetary policy plays an important role. Therefore, it is taken as a measure to maintain or correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So next is fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is government's policy on income and expenditure. government incurs development and non-development expenditure. It gets income through taxation and non-tax sources. Depending upon the situation, government's expenditure may increase or decrease. So, fiscal policy is a government policy which is based on taxation and spending. What will be the government spending and how the government will impose the tax in the country for different transaction for purpose of income and expenditure. So, the government's decision in fiscal policy for the expenses or for the spending process or for the taxation process, that also affect the balance of payment, or that also affect the transaction of the country, and that may be corrected by the government's fiscal policy, and that may cover or that may measure the disequilibrium situation in the balance of payment. So, another measure in monetary measure or monetary policy, that is exchange rate depreciation. By reducing the value of the domestic currency, government can correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment in the economy. Exchange rate depreciation reduces the value of home currency in relation to foreign currency. As a result, import becomes costlier and export becomes cheaper. It also leads to inflationary trends in the country. So, exchange rate depreciation is devaluating or minimizing or reducing the value of the domestic currency, which through reducing or the process of reducing or by the process of reducing the value of the domestic currency, the government can maintain the disequilibrium, or government can correct the disequilibrium situation of balance of payment. So, the devaluation of the currency or devaluation of the domestic currency reduces the value of home currency in relation to foreign currency. When the devaluation of domestic currency, and when the government devalued, the value of domestic currency reduces as comparison to the foreign currency, which may leads the export of goods. As a result, imports becomes costlier and exports becomes cheaper. So, through the process of devaluation of domestic currency, which reduces the value of domestic currency as comparison to the foreign currency, and the effect is it reduces the exports of the country and increases, or export may be cheaper than the import in the country. So, another measure is devaluation. It is lowering the exchange value of the official currency. When a country devalues its currency, exports becomes cheaper and imports become expensive, which causes a reduction in the balance of payment deficit. So, devaluation, it is lowering, the devaluation is the process of lowering the value of or official value of a domestic currency, which reduces the value of domestic currency as comparison to the foreign currency in a official basis, and the exports may going to be cheaper as comparison to the import, or import is going to be expensive as comparison to the export, and it may causes the deficit in balance of payments. It may causes the reduction in balance of payment deficit. The another measure to correct disequilibrium in the balance of payment is deflation. Deflation is the reduction in the quantity of money to reduce prices and incomes. In the domestic market, when the currency is depleted, there is a decrease in the income of the people. This puts curb on consumption, and government can increase exports and earn more foreign exchange. So, deflation is the reduction in the quantity of money to reduce prices and incomes. So, deflation of a currency means reduces the value of the currency or reduces the quantity of the currency, which reduce prices and incomes. So when the prices and incomes reduces in the domestic market, when the currency is deflated, there is a decrease in the income of the people. When the income of the people decreases, then the demand of the people going to be decreased. When the people do not have the sufficient amount of money, they do not demand for a particular product, and which increases the exports of goods, and the country may earn more and more with the process of imports of goods, and which may correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Another measure for correcting the disequilibrium in the balance of payment is exchange control. So all exporters are directed by the monetary authority to surrender their foreign exchange earnings, and the total availability of foreign exchange is ratioed among the licensed importers, and the license holder can import any goods by amount if fixed by monetary authority. So through the process of exchange control, a country can correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So we have already discussed about the monetary measures to correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. The next measure is non-monetary measures. So these are the non-monetary measures to correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So first non-monetary measure is export promotion. When a country, as we know, the balance of payment is the statement of all export and imports of goods, or all the economic transaction of a country. So the balance of payment may be surplus or may be deficit. When the export exceeds than the imports, or the receipt side of the balance of payment exceeds the payment side of the balance of payment, it shows the surplus of balance of payment, and when the debit side is more than the credit side, it shows the deficit of balance of payment. So in the non-monetary measure to correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment, the first point is export promotion. When a country export more and more, country will earn more and more, and it will diminish the import of disequilibrium. Through the promotion of export, a country can correct the disequilibrium of the balance of payment. So what is export promotion? To control export promotions, the country may adopt measures to stimulate exports, like export duties may be reduced to boost export. So for promoting the export, first the country may adopt that the export duties may be reduced. That means some taxes must be imposed in the export and import. When the government or when a country reduces the taxes on exports, export will be boost, and that may promote the exports, and that is the major control of export promotion. So another one is cash assistance subsidies can be given to exporter to increase export. When a country provide cash assistance and subsidies to the exporter, it may increase the export promotion, and it may increase the exports. The goods meant for exports can be exempted from all types of taxes. So when one country exports the goods, that goods must be imposed with some taxes. So all the goods which are going to be exported by the country, when the taxes will be reduced or it may be exempted from different taxes, then it will promote the exports, and export promotion can measure or can correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So another measure is import substitutes. As we know, when one country exports more, the balance of payment going to be surplus, and when the country imports more, then the balance of payment going to be deficit. For importing of goods, we have to pay, and for exporting of goods we have to receive the foreign currency. So when the receipt side is more than the payment side, that is the situation of surplus of balance of payment. So another measure to correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment is to create more and more items for import substitute. The country when imports more and more goods, it provides or the balance of payment shows the deficit, or it has a more debit side, or it has a more debit balance. So when import substitutes will be produced in a country, then the country will stop the import of goods from the other countries, and that may correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. Then another measure to correct disequilibrium in the balance of payment is import control. So import may be kept in check through the adoption of a wide variety of measures like quotas and tariffs. Under the quota system, the government fixes the maximum quantity of goods and services that can be imported during a particular time period. So in the measure of import control, a country can impose two types. In the process of import control, balance of payment can be corrected, or it can be correct the disequilibrium situation with the two process, that is quota system, another one is the tariff system. So quotas are the government fix and permit the maximum quantity or value of a commodity to be imported during a given period. By restricting imports through the quota system, the deficit is reduced and the balance of payment position is improved. Through the quota system, government can permit a more and more quantity of goods can be imported, and it restricts the quantity of goods imported. Through restriction of the import of goods, a country can reduce the import of goods to the country and it can increase the export of goods. When the import of goods should be restricted in a country, a limited amount of goods or limited quantity of goods should be imported, and that may reduce or that may measure or that may correct the situation of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. So another one is the tariff. Tariff are the duties or taxes imposed on imports. When tariffs are imposed, the prices of imports would increase to the extent of tariff. The increased prices will reduce the demand for imported goods and the same time induce domestic producers to produce more of import substitutes. So what are the tariffs? The tariffs are duties or taxes which are imposed on imported goods. So when the tariffs are imposed on imported goods up to the extent level, the value of the imported goods going to be increased. So when the tariffs will be imposed in the imported goods, the value of the imported good is going to be rise, and when the value of the imported goods are going to be rise, the demand for import of goods going to be reduced, and when the demand for the imported of goods going to be reduced, it reduces the import of goods. So imports going to be less than the exports, and which measure or which may correct the disequilibrium in the balance of payment situation. So finally, in the topic of balance of payment, we come into the conclusion, that is the balance of payment records a country's international transaction, that may be payments and receipts that cross the country's border. So in the balance of payment, or balance of payment is a statement which records all the economic international transaction of a country, that may be payment transaction or that may be receipt transaction across the boundary of a country. So the balance of payment uses the double entry bookkeeping method. Each transaction has a debit and credit entry. The balance of payment maintain the double entry bookkeeping system, and it has the debit items and credit items. all the debit item has a corresponding credit items and all credit items has a corresponding debit items. Therefore, it represents a double entry bookkeeping system. If the value of the credit items on a particular balance of payment account exceeds is less than that of the debit items, a surplus deficit exists. So, the balance of payment contains the debit side and credit side, receipt sides and payment side. When the receipt side is more than the payment side, that is known as our surplus balance of payment, and when the debit side is more than the credit side, that is known as our deficit balance of payment. The current account is the sum of the merchandise, services, investment income and unilateral transfers accounts. The balance of trade is the merchandise exports minus the merchandise imports. As we know, we have already discussed about the components of balance of payment. The balance of payment contains the current account and the capital account. So, in the current account, we have already discussed about the balance of trade. So, when the import and the balancing of imports and exports of goods is known as our balance of trade. So, the current account deficits are offsetted by the capital account surplus. As the balance of payment has two accounts, one is current account, another one is the capital account. So, current account may be surplus or deficit, and the deficit of current account can be offsetted by the surplus of capital account. So, keep watching. Thank you.